So my name is Jack Waldron. I've been in the financial service industry now for 19 years. I run a company called 5 Rings Financial, and we do everything from traditional retirement planning, wealth planning, and investments and insurance and all that kind of stuff. 15 years ago, infinite banking is a subject that I became very interested in because I felt like as I was learning more about the financial industry, that was an area that I thought could help me connect my interest in real estate investing and my interest in the financial world. Those of you that have been saving and investing and you've maybe dealt with some financial professionals or financial advisors, you may have noticed that there's sort of this contentious relationship, right? For those of you that maybe have some investments, if you go to your advisor and you say, hey, I'd like to take some money out of your accounts and invest them in real estate, have you noticed that they have more of a positive reaction or negative? Horrible. Why? Because that means your money is leaving them, right? So what if you had a way to create your own bank and you could leverage and borrow against that bank, be effective with your real estate investing that you were going to do anyway, right? And effectively make money in multiple places at the same time. So you've probably heard of this concept, but you may not have heard from someone that could make it simple. So my job today, this has been a personal passion project, something that I started with for myself and that I've taught many others how to utilize this, how to take more control and power over your money and over your own bank and be able to sort of amplify all the work and the research that you're doing to be really good with whether it's residential or commercial real estate. All right, so let's get into it. If you look at these numbers here on the left, this is currently our national average, what people are actually making. When I ask that question, how many of us are using banks? Almost all of us are conditioned, right? Mom and dad went to the bank, grandma and grandpa went to the bank. In this country, we tend to be doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. What's that sound like the definition of? Insanity, okay? Well, here's something that I think is just insane. If you actually step back and you look at this, okay, this is what banks are giving you. But what are banks getting on your money? When you deposit money in the bank, they are turning around and they are loaning it out to all these different people, and these are the average interest rates that you see on the right. Does that seem fair? Okay. Traditional banking. Are you using banks or are banks using you? If we look back at what's happened in our country, 1971, Richard Nixon eliminates the gold standard, right? So this effectively allowed our country to start just printing money. Okay? As much money as that they wanted to put into the economy, just go ahead and print it. And it's kind of taken off. Anybody notice that? You've heard of inflation? Okay, so since the 70s, we've kind of seen this thing just go off. Whenever the government decides to, create money or hand out money, okay, they can just keep printing more. There is nothing backing our cash. When you look at banks, banks are only federally regulated to hold on to 10% of what we give them in deposit. Okay, so that means the other 90% just goes out. But here's the deal. How many of you have heard of fractional reserve banking? Okay, so few people understand it. But here's effectively what it means. Let's say you take $100,000 from your hard-earned income. You put it in the bank. That bank can take that, multiply it times 10, and they can loan out $1 million based on your $100,000 by a factor of 9. They only have to hold on to 10%, but they can take your $100,000 and loan out $1 million. And they can charge, on average, all those people about 12%. Anywhere from, say 6% to 20+%, depending on whether it's a, private loan or whether it's credit card, maybe an average of about 12%, like what we were looking at on that last slide. This is our money, isn't it? Don't we have some right to be able to demand something better? Did you know that after the financial crisis, 2008 and 2009, you've heard of the Dodd-Frank Act? We've probably heard that term, Dodd-Frank. But if you actually look into that, today, the way our banking system works, okay, they did a bailout. And part of that law that went in is that there was also something that included the fact that a depositor to the bank is known as an unsecured lender. All of us, when we give our money to the bank, we give up ownership of that money. The bank now owns our money, and they can do with it whatever they please. Have you ever been in a situation where you tried to take a large amount of money out of the bank, and you were told that's not going to happen today? Isn't that interesting? When I was a kid, I used to think that, you take your money to the bank, they put it in the vault, right? And so when bank robbers came in, that must mean that everyone loses all their money. That's not the case, right? When your money is there, almost simultaneously, when you walk into the bank, right, you see all those people that are behind the different partitions, right? They're in the cubicles. Immediately, as you go into the bank with your money, there are people that are loaning it out to 10 other people, okay? Isn't that wild? But how many of us have heard of the golden rule? Why are they able to do this? He who has the gold, what? Makes the rules. Okay, so that does not mean that banks are evil, and obviously there's things that we can do to utilize banks, and we can use banks, and we can, leverage and do some awesome things for us. But what if we could be some of this for ourselves? What if we could use ourselves as the bank? What if we could create our own bank and be able to kind of do some of what they're doing?
Click on the link in the comments below, and we're going to put all the information. How can you commit me live and all my power team as well? This is why I'm not hiding, because it did transform my life and other thousands of other people as well. And it can transform your life. You can get your financial situation to the next level with you and your family and everyone surround you. So this is why I love to share my journey, because I want you to start living the American dream, not just dream that you could have, but not taking the right action because no one have told you that you don't need money, you don't need credit scores. Worry about your credit score, and you don't need to have money, but you do need to know who you are working with and how to learn with the right people. So click on the link in the comment below, and we'll put more information how you can come meet us live and online as well, for you to start changing your life with us right now.